Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the veteran Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers as they square off with Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. With that, let's get up to Seattle. Standing by at CenturyLink Field, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Coach, we are just about set for football at CenturyLink Field here in Seattle. A few moments ago, they raised the 12th man banner, and this place, as usual, rocking and rolling. This crowd, as we've come to expect in recent years, as loud as any in the NFL, and they get even louder when their Seahawks are introduced. We're ready for football as the Seahawks get set to do battle with Phillip Rivers and the Los Angeles Chargers. I'm Brandon Gaudin along with Charles Davis. Charles, good matchup here. A couple of playoff teams from a season ago.
And just think about how the NFL works, partner. 8 teams that made the playoffs the year before didn't make it last season. So there's always going to be parity in this league, and guys have to be ready to go. Just because you made it the year before doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get back again.
Two former division rivals in the old AFC West. The Seahawks and Chargers are underway. This will be fielded at the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Seahawks offense led out by number 3, Russell Wilson, the franchise's all-time leader in touchdown passes. And the Seahawks, they finished above 500 in all 7 of Wilson's seasons. But this year, a little different. They'll work with a very young receiving core, no Doug Baldwin anymore, in what promises to be a tough NFC West. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And an alley to run. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
You know, I don't think this is the last time we'll see that in this game. This guy has mobility, and they want to use his legs in the game plan. So there will be designed runs as well as his scrambles.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Out to his left. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Melvin Ingram dropping the hammer off the edge.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations, because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to go down again. The former number 3 pick, Joey Bosa, bringing the lumber that time.
It always helps for a visiting team to come in and set the tone on defense. In fact, when we talked with them prior to the game, they said they wanted this home crowd to feel like they had to hide their valuables when they were in town.
Well, the home crowd quiet now early. See if their offense can take over and get some points on the board. Fourth down, and out is the all-pro punter from a year ago, Michael Dixon, to punt for Seattle. He'll kick it away after a 3-and-out on the opening drive of the game. This will be fielded at the 17. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. So here are the Chargers under third-year coach Anthony Lynn. The 16th-year NFL veteran leading them out, and that is Phillip Rivers, a guy who really has not seen the effects of father time, although he may be creeping up towards 40. He's still got it in his 16th season. 2018, he was up over 4,000 yards for the 10th time in his career, and he told us feels like he still has a lot left in the tank in that right arm. Benjamin's got it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. Melvin Gordon, the 2-time Pro Bowler. And Gordon's going to be stopped short. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
4th down, and on is Ty Long to punt. Back deep for the Seahawks, Tyler Lockett. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
It's a gain of 15, 1st down Seahawks.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Play action. It's Wilson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And the first drive, 3 and out. 2nd possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. In on the tackle there, Bobby Wagner coming off a 3rd straight All-Pro season.
White 90. Hey, Brown 80. White 89.
Throwing on 2nd down. Rivers. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got the step on him. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Set 180, block 11! I'm coming after you!
Now Gordon on first down. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
No surprise there, Jadeveon Clowney with a tackle for loss. We all know how he became one of the most famous players in football, though, don't we remember?
Oh, that one play.
Yeah, that one big-time play was on highlights everywhere. They want to see more of that here in the NFL.
Set 180. Go, tackle, let's go. We got this.
On second and 11 now. Rivers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. And a look at Seattle's defense.
Now one of the leaders in the Seattle secondary is safety Bradley McDougald. Since the retirement of Cam Chancellor, he's really had to step up and take on a primary role. Excellent against the run, solid in coverage, 2 interceptions in week 1 of 2018, and never looked back.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. Completes it to Benjamin. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
So on fourth down, on comes the Charger kicker, Michael Badgley. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. Badgley able to punch this one through. And the Chargers grab themselves a 3-0 lead. The Chargers, a team that's really been plagued by poor field goal kicking the last decade or so, but I think they feel they've solved their problems with Badgley.
I would say so. He went 15 for 16 in 10 games last season, undrafted out of Miami. And remember, he had 5 field goals in the playoffs against the Baltimore Ravens.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. And this defense, they came prepared. He's probably going to be seeing them in his sleep if they don't fix things quickly.
And that's not exactly what he wants to see in his post-game slumber. So they've got to figure out a way to slow things down a little bit. Some screen passes, some draws, anything to make the defensive front hesitate a little bit. Think on their way back to the quarterback, maybe even a quarterback draw, some type of...
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. The first carry for C.J. Prosise. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line. And one of the big bodies helping out this offense is your boy, Upati.
And all he wants to do is have running plays called, fire out, and smack people.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on third. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Call it luck or skill, whatever the case is. They're feeling good about just keeping the football there.
Yeah, the biggest thing that they're calling it now, our ball. I mean, they don't care if it was luck or skill. Boy, the panic that jumps up in your chest when that ball's on the ground, whether you get it or your teammate gets it, just as long as you maintain possession, that's all you're looking for.
Now here's Michael Dixon, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is brought in at the 21. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. What a great surprise Austin Eckler has turned out to be. That's the kid that was undrafted out of Western State, signed with the Chargers in 2017, and then last season, 554 yards at 5.2 yards per carry, and then he was also effective catching the football. 39 receptions, over 400 yards there. A great compliment to Melvin Gordon. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain there of 30 big ones.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Let's go, defense.
From the gun, Rivers finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
Okay, okay. Collect 15!
On first down, Gordon. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
180! Black 15!
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. Rivers now already at 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Rivers, he leaves to Eckler on the draw. And they get to him quickly here as he's stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense, hold them to 1 yard on a first down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all, or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
On 2nd and 9, Rivers. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
That one was tipped up in the air and fortunately fell away for the defense, because if the offense is able to grab that one, that's a short little jaunt into the end zone, because there's not enough reaction time off of a tip ball for the defense to rally and make a tackle. They were very fortunate on that play.
On 3rd down, Rivers. He finds his receiver, Williams, front Charger touchdown. Mike Williams there to make the grab. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
And there's going to be a stoppage here. The booth wants to take another look at this potential touchdown.
Under review.
Rivers pass complete to Mike Williams. Touchdown, Chargers.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it ends with the Chargers getting into the end zone. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver.
Play action. Now Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Wilson. He's got this one complete to John Ursua. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13. This is Chris Carson, 1,000-yard rusher a year ago. Justin Jones there on the stop.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. He's going to look deep for more, and this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play, and guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the play. They were in zone defensively, went with a crossing route. It's always interesting to watch that chess match.
Yeah, and I think safeties don't mind crossing routes against zone because eventually you're going to run into their territory, and that's when they lick their chops in order to get the big hit or a play on the ball.
Offensively, nice execution to find a hole, make the catch. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Wilson going to fake the give and keep it himself. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll go down at the 28. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion. On second down, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
An inaugural trip to the red zone here for the Seahawks. 1st and 10 at the 19. Wilson gives to Procise on the delay. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Tackled there by Rayshon Jenkins. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
A second down carry for Procise. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the carry. Make it 3rd and 4 coming up.
That's why the guy with the headsets is down there. All right, they know what they're doing because they got stuffed on a running play on first down. And I think myself and probably the fans were saying throw the football in this situation. But he knew what he was doing, called another run, and now they've got 3rd and short.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. So they escape, so to speak, maintaining the football. Defensively, though, opportunity miss.
It definitely was, because that's all defenses talk about. Getting the football and either advancing it the other way or just getting possession and turning it over to their offense. That can be a little bit deflating. You're exactly right. A lost opportunity.
On comes the Seahawk kicker here on 4th down. It's Jason Myers. This will be a 34-yard attempt. Myers' kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So they've put together a good little drive there, but ultimately stalling out in the red zone.
Yeah, I know a lot of people look at it as a little bit of a negative. They didn't get 6 points out of it, right? Didn't get the touchdown. But that's actually okay. They got 3 points, able to give their defense a little bit of rest, let them settle down over there. So all in all, to me, that's a good drive.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Phillip Rivers and his Chargers about ready to take over again. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
It's a gain of 4, and it's 3rd down.
The Chargers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Working out of the gun, Rivers. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. Allen hit. He lost the football.
That's it, baby.
And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. You probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. It's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Chris Carson trotting back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement. Down on the scoreboard, maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Everyone's got 4 down.
This is Carson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back.
They run the counter. Carson. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
On second down now, it's Carson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Did you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. You might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. The Seahawks on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Will Dissly, 54 yards, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got it and took it all the way home.
Really impressive run after the catch, wasn't it? That was really special by him. But let's face it, in today's NFL, those tight ends are often former wide receivers or maybe even sometimes bigger running backs. They just put them in a position to get a great matchup and make plays like that.
Jason Myers now for the extra point. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it all culminates with a Seattle score. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, the defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. You took the words right out of my mouth. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Play fake to Gordon. Now Rivers going for the deep ball. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it. And the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, Oftentimes, interceptions result.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
This defense, tough to run against. And those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the second level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
The second down play, not much better than the first. Just a gain of 1 there.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Wilson. He hits his running back, close ice. Certainly not what they wanted there. No gain, and it's 4th down.
That goes in the category of a play that the defense is going to cherish and excites them. A completion, yes, you give up the pass, but no gain. I mean, that's exactly what you want on defense.
And sets up the 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on to punt for Seattle. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Rivers going to turn and give this one to his running back, Gordon. Gordon loses the football. It's loose. And the Seahawks have recovered. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They were forced to punt last time. Now, I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. They want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Here's a throw, complete right side to start things out. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Able to get 7 on that 1st down pass play. 2nd and 3. Here's Wilson to throw. It's complete to Lockett. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Wilson to Lockett there for the Seahawk 1st down.
Check 52 to Mike. I got him. Check 26, check 26.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Seahawks have taken the lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Extra point up and through by Myers, and that makes it a 17-10 score. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. After the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This will be fielded at the 6. Then he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Melvin Gordon and the Chargers ready for their next possession. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down. Now Rivers going to give to Gordon on the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's 3rd down. Another example right there how this defense really is winning the entire game at the point of attack.
Yeah, right there at the line of scrimmage because they are dominating it. It allows their interior guys to get upfield and spill into the backfield. So how are you going to combat that? You know, because they bring in your tight end, keep him in. Your running backs, they have to step forward. Bottom line, your offensive line has to block them first to give yourself a chance.
Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down. Rivers now 11 of 16 through the air. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Rivers. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Chris Carson trotting back out there. The passing game, they've had more success there than the running game. Maybe something they game plan for.
How come they didn't tell us about it?
Because they wanted to keep it a secret.
We did ask, didn't we? But I think what happened in this one is they've realized that they've established the run pretty well, and teams are going to key on that. They thought they could open it up and have success through the air, and that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, they've had success, at least so far here in the 2nd quarter. A gain of 6 there on first.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Now it's Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. It's a gain of 12, 1st down Seahawks.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception, but not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. That one going to be complete to David Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They run the counter. Carson. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
He can't hang. He's not going to get me. Alert flare.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Wilson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Gotta credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And the Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And they won't try and pooch it. It's a fake. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
On 2nd down, they'll run with Gordon. He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
To throw on 3rd down, Rivers. Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. 1:55 left to go in the first half of play. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. Rivers finding his top receiver, that's Allen. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Seahawks 43-yard line.
Rivers has been through this many times as he'll hustle his guys to the line. To throw again on second down. Rivers. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, and now they're acting like wide receivers too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Open man, it's Allen. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. So first and 10 now from the 30.
Tight, watch left. Tight, watch left. Hey, 4 down.
They'll throw again. Rivers. For Keenan Allen, that's complete.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Rivers again. He'll get this to Eckler. And he coughed it up. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Marshawn Lynch heading back out into the huddle. We're in the second quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, try to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He'll find Metcalf. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He made his first attempt, this from 45. And Myers able to knock it through. And they double him up here. That makes our score 20-10. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Charger drive about to get going. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll keep it on the ground. This time it's Gordon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, Rivers. And it's complete. Henry. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well. Obviously they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game, and if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Draw play. It's Eckler. And an alley to run. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for 13 and a Charger first. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Rivers. This is Gordon on the dump off. Give him 7 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw and a good one.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football in that situation. That's almost a tendency breaker.
390.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Gordon, and a good gain here of 9 from the 19 down to the 10.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
54. Switch up, switch up.
On 2nd and a yard, Rivers, and this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Right, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Bang, 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 bang.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the 1st down as he's tackled at the 2. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Rivers. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Unable to stop KJ right there as he slips by for the sack.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone.
Second and goal from the 6 this time. To throw, Rivers. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get that one to Allen that time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. This stadium once registered as the loudest roar ever recorded, and you can hear him now. 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Rivers. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. From the left hash, a chip shot here. Badgley able to knock this one through. And that will tighten this one up a bit. Now a one-score game at 20-13. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So let's glance at a player's spotlight now with Russell Wilson. What can they do now, Charles, to make sure this highlight montage doesn't continue to show more pressure and pressure and pressure?
You feel like it always comes back to leverage, don't you? Who is going to win that battle of the offensive and defensive lines? Low man wins. We talk about that, but we think about it in a running game. Well, guess what? The same thing happens when you're trying to pass protect. Are you low? Are you balanced? Are you in a position where the pass rush won't bowl you over on their way back to the quarterback? They've got to reestablish that in order to try and keep their man upright.
Because they have been bowled over a lot so far in this one.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. Oh, refusing to go down. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
There are so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
3rd and 2, now Wilson. And he's got his target. That's more. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
A first down run, not going to get him a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 41-yard line.
Lady. Hey, got tight left, tight his left. 4 down.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 23 yards the pickup there.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. So the ref takes a peek here, wants to see if the receiver had possession and both feet inbounds.
If this were a college game, this would be a legal catch. It's the second foot that they're looking at to make sure it gets down. You have to have 2 inbounds in the NFL.
I'm sure as a coach, when you throw the flag, you hold your breath, then you get the verification you were right, a sigh of relief.
Not only a sigh of relief, a little vindication as well, because every time you pull that red flag and throw it, you could be costing your team a timeout.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Man, I got you.
Now it's Carson. He wipes out the penalty yardage with a good run to get it back to 2nd and 7.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson, and he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wilson. He hits his running back, Procise. And down inside the 15 he goes. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 14.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. It's complete to Lockett. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
The extra point now coming from Myers. And the lead is up to 14. So that drive, 80 yards, 9 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Here comes the Chargers offense now back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Charger first. Well, last year, Henry really looked poised for a prime breakout season, but then May 22nd, tore his ACL during OTAs, ruled out for the year. Actually was added to the active roster in a pretty heroic return for their playoff clash with New England, but did not play. 29 career games for Henry, 12 touchdowns, and now with Antonio Gates' career coming to a close, they expect a lot out of the 24-year-old Hunter Henry. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Rivers going up top. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. Rivers incomplete on first down. Here's 2nd and 10. Now a 10th carry for Melvin Gordon. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
It's interesting going into this game. There was so much talk from both sides about who would control the line of scrimmage. I think we've seen who has it in this one so far.
Well, they bottled him up. He's barely averaging over 3 yards a carry right now. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Rivers now from the 50. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Here's Ty Long now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
On first down, Wilson. This one into the hands of Metcalf. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
They completed the screen on the perimeter, but boy, that was textbook defense. Exactly as you're taught to play against a wide receiver screen, and they snuffed it out for a loss of yardage.
The ball resting on their own 5 here as they come up to the line on 2nd and long. Now a give right side. It's Carson. And this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. An extra defensive back on the field for the Chargers now on third down.
I'm letting you know right now, you better.
From the shotgun, Wilson. He can run for it, and he will. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or 2 short. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I liked his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the first down. Now here's Michael Dixon on, we think, to punt, though he's faked it earlier, but he was unsuccessful. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
So following the run by Gordon, here's first and 10.
Run. He's tight right here. Tell him to run.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's Williams on the catch. Williams loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up, and they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Brings up second and 4 at the 38-yard line.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's second and 4. There's Wilson to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Denzel Perryman able to take him down. It's a loss of 3.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
30. 280. Come on, D. Tight end right. Tight end right. 4 down.
On third down, Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The 21 yards there as they convert on third.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Wilson now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's first and 10. A give to Lynch from the shotgun. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Looking to throw on second down. Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 25-yard line. This quarterback now over 300 yards now for the game, and time to improve on that as he's got a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Back to the ground, Lynch. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Still a couple yards short of the 1st as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. 3rd and short, it's Procise. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the 1st. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This to make it a 3-score game late. Myers' kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance. And to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here? You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rivers for Keenan Allen. That's complete. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I think that was a pretty good read right there. They caught him in zone defense and went to the hitch. And because they're in zone, that creates a natural space between the defenders and the receiver, able to get it to him quickly and let him get upfield.
Let's go, B, let's go. Now let's get there.
3rd and short yardage, Rivers. He'll get this to Eckler. And he loses the football a 2nd time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration. Not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Wilson going to hand it to Procise. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Being strong up the middle is imperative. I don't care what your sport, but in football, when you've got a D tackle who can contribute not only to occupying bodies, but also making plays on the ball carrier, that's when you have the cornerstone of a solid run defense.
Throwing on 2nd down. Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Joey Bosa, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Wilson and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Now it's Wilson. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
So out comes the field goal team once more.
A 32-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through, and that will push this lead up to 20 now. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
Myers now converted on the field goal try. Now he's on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
You're not ready.
Here's Rivers. Caught by Allen. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down.
First down, Los Angeles.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Watch the run.
Throwing, Rivers. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
A 7-yard pickup.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Rivers on the money, complete. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First down, Chargers.
Rivers with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Rivers again. He's got it to Williams. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it is going to be 15 yards.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, here's Gordon. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd and 2, Rivers looking end zone, but it's incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw, Rivers. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. Now Rivers on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
Well, we're beyond the tone setting right now. This guy's been the bell cow all day, and they'll continue to rely on him to move the chains, drain the clock, and lead his team.
Mark 49. Hey, me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming.
On first down, Carson. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
All day, dog. Got double tight. Double tight.
4 down. 4 down.
On second down, it's Carson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Watch 44. Check 44.
On third down, Carson. And a good tackle there right around the 30. Stops him short of the first down. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to fourth down.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He's been terrific so far. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. Melvin Gordon now, he and the offense, they trot back out there. And in the early going, the running game, as we see the numbers, it just wasn't on point. Well, now it's gotten more true to form.
And sometimes it takes a little while for an offensive line to get in sync, because early in the game, defenses throw different patterns at you, different formations, different sets, and you might not block them quite the way you want to. But as you start to get into a groove and you figure out what they're doing, now it all comes together, and that's what we're seeing right now.
That's good for 28 yards. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Rivers to throw it. This is Gordon on the dump off. And he loses the football a second time. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Now that turnover might just about do it here. Fourth quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
We ain't giving up nothing today.
They run it with Carson. Denzel Perryman there to bring him down.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Second and 5 now. Wilson. That's caught by Hollister. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. They'll run on first down. It's Carson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
When the 4-3 defense is functioning really well, you know who stays what we call clean and no one gets to him? The guy playing the middle linebacker position, the guy we call Mike. That means the defensive front is eating up all the blocks and just let him go to the football and make a play.
They run again with Carson. And down inside the 15 he goes. 10 yards and a Seattle first down.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be given a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space.
Mike 49. He's checking. Crash.
On first down, Carson, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that'll make it 2nd and 12. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just whacking it. These guys, they've got it going today.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. So the victory here for Seattle, and it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks here as we say so long from Seattle.